friends. I am Prem Elias, former head of the Department of English, Patmamada National College, Kollam, affiliated to the University of Kerala. Today, I am going to discuss a poem by Rabindranath Tagore. Rabindranath Tagore, also known by his pseudonym or pen name Bhanu Singha Thakur, and also known by the sobriquets Gurudev, Kabi Guru, Vishwa Kabi. He is one of the greatest sons of modern India and best known writer in modern India. Rabindranath Tagore was born as the youngest son of Maharshi Devendranath Tagore in the year 1861. When he passed away in 1941, he was 80 years old. Rabindranath Tagore was a versatile genius. He distinguished himself as a poet, playwright, short story writer, novelist, singer, artist, educationist, social reformer, and freedom fighter. Known as the Bard of the East, Tagore was one of the pioneers of Indian Renaissance in art and literature. His most famous volume of poems is Gitanjali, for which he was awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1913. The poems were originally written in Bengali and were translated into English and many other languages. Tagore himself translated those poems into English. Where the mind is without fear. Where the mind is without fear is the 35th song in the Gitanjali. This small poem was included in Tagore's Bengali collection of poems under the title Naibedya. The title of the poem was Prarthana. The poem, in the form of a prayer, has only 8 lines, a very short poem, song. It is short, sweet, and powerful. This is in reality Tagore's dream of India. Let us now read the poem and find out whether Tagore's dream has been fulfilled. Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls, where words come out from the depth of truth, where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit, where the mind is led forward by thee into ever-widening thought and action, into the heaven of freedom. My Father, let my country awake. Into that heaven of freedom, my Father, let my country awake. The song is addressed to the Almighty. My Father, let my country awake. My country is sleeping in ignorance. It's sleeping in superstitions. I want my country to awake. And in the India of my dreams, the mind should be without fear. Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high. You can hold your head high only if you are proud of your culture and heritage. India has a very ancient culture, a tradition. Now, Tagore wrote this poem when India was under British rule. Here we have no freedom. We cannot hold our head high. Our customs and traditions, the good customs and traditions of ancient India, are being driven away and replaced by the Western culture. Now, Tagore, being a nationalist, he thinks, in my India, in the India of my dreams, there should be no fear in the mind of the people, and the head should be held high, should be proud of being an Indian, where knowledge is free. Knowledge is free means everybody must have access to knowledge. Knowledge should not be the monopoly of a group of people. Every person in India has the right to education, where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls. Well, the reference maybe to the partition of Bengal in 1905 by the British. Well, even now, we speak of one India, but there are invisible barriers or walls of religion, caste and religion, language, politics. So in my India, there should be no walls. Where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls. Where words come out from the depth of truth. People should be honest. They should have integrity. Where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection. Our striving should be tireless, ceaseless. Must go on trying, striving for perfection. It's not easy to achieve perfection. You cannot achieve perfection, but you must always try to come somewhere near perfection, because only God is perfect. We human beings are not perfect, but we can strive for perfection. I want every Indian to strive for perfection. Where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way in the dreary desert sand of dead habit. Here's a metaphor. Now, reason, the capacity to distinguish between good and bad, the reasoning power. That's a stream that should flow without any hindrance, without any obstruction. Sometimes, some streams, they flow into a desert. Instead of making the desert fertile, the streams get dried up. Now, I want the crystal clear stream of reason to make the deserts into fertile areas. Where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary, dull, desert sand of dead habit. The desert is actually the meaningless habits, customs, superstitions. Our reasoning power should drive away all meaningless habits, all unwanted customs, all superstitions. Where the mind is led forward by thee into ever-widening thought and action. Thought and action, ever-widening. Now, there is development, there is progress. Thought and action, in the fields of thought, in the fields of action, there is progress. And our mind should keep pace with the speed of development. Where the mind is led forward by thee means God. Oh God, you must lead my mind. Elsewhere, Tagore has said, lead kindly light. Here, oh God, lead my mind into ever-widening thought and action. There should be thought. Thought must be followed by action. Well, thought should be followed by action. Into the heaven of freedom, if all these conditions are fulfilled, every line begins with the word where the mind is without fear, where knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken up into fragments, where the words come out from the depth of truth, where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection, where the clear stream of reason, all lines where the mind is led forward by the, every line begins with the word were. And the last line, into that heaven of freedom, my father, let my country awake. My country is sleeping in ignorance. Let India wake up. Let there be a renaissance. And India should become a land of freedom. None of these conditions existed in India when Tagore wrote this poem. Well, the poem is written in one sentence. There is no metrical pattern or rhyme. It is written in free verse. Of course, we have a metaphor. That is in the line where the clear stream of reason. Reason is a stream, and dead habits are dreary deserts. There is a metaphor. Well, we have to look around us and verify whether Tagore's dream has been realized. Is there fear in the mind of the people? Can you hold your head high? Is knowledge free? Are there domestic wars within India? Are you lazy people, or are you striving hard to achieve perfection? Have you the reasoning power to drive away all dead habits? Are you ready for thought and action? Well, if all these conditions are fulfilled, India will become a heaven of freedom. My father, let my country become a heaven of freedom. Kindly subscribe to our channel for more videos. Thank you.